my life, removing pain. Lord, let my words heal a heart that hurts. I want to spend my life mending broken people. I want to spend my life mending broken people.
Hi, welcome to 3ABN Today cooking program. And once again, my name is Curtis Eakins, and my co-host would be
Paula Eakins.
Very good, right on cue. All right.
Right on cue, right on cue.
Holy matrimony, 23 years of holy matrimony.
As of the time of this taping?
And you're having a wonderful time being married to me. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, just like to hear that every now and then.
I saw Ann laugh just then.
Yeah, I saw probably a whole lot of people laugh at that one. All right, fun. So now, name our cooking program for today, honey.
It's supper ideas.
It's supper ideas.
Yeah, because people are still trying to figure out what to fix for supper.
Oh, okay. We need some ideas.
So we're going to give them some ideas on what to do for supper.
Okay.
And of course, we go the whole gamut. We always have the main entree. We have a starch, and we have a dessert. All that kind of stuff is going to be in the program,
Okay. So let's go to our first recipe, because we have a story behind this first recipe. So let's
go through the list of what we've actually fixing today.
Okay, let's do that, huh?
All right, we're doing a sausage spinach quiche.
Okay.
Yeah. And it actually has a whole wheat pie crust.
Okay.
And we're also going to be doing a bean and sautéed red peppers.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's a real good one, Curtis. All right. And then we're going to also finish with this tofu, maple, cream, and berries.
That sounds good, honey.
Okay.
Sounds good.
And it's a little bit of stuff here we're going to be doing the day.
Now, you said about the quiche now. So let's talk about this quiche now. You did a quiche just recently, time of this program anyway. Let's talk about that for a moment, because we were at a lifestyle facility called UG Pines in Sealy, Alabama, near Columbus, Georgia. And so let's talk about that for a moment, because you had a cooking demonstration in class.
Well, UG Pines is a place that people who don't really want to do the conventional medicine might decide they want to do some more natural alternatives, okay? And they might have heart disease, diabetes, cancer, and the like. And so they go to UG Pines. There's other places out there as well. They go to UG Pines, 17, 21 days stay. And when they go there, they use all natural herbals and different things like that to get them back on point. They do walking.
Drugless approach.
Drugless approach, okay. Walking, water therapy, massage, spiritual aspect of this approach, everything is there. And I actually had the honor of actually going to UG Pines in 2006 when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And that was my place I went to after I had my surgery. And at that time, Dr. Thresh was over the place there. And it was just beautiful. It was a chance to relax and come aside and rest a while. And the whole spiritual, the mental, the physical, all of it was there. But I didn't go by myself, did I, Curtis?
I think I went with you.
Yes, you went with me.
So we are joined at the hip.
Yes, we are. And so recently, I had the opportunity to go to UG Pines to do a whole week worth of recipes that included the breakfast, the lunch, the dinner, all the salads, the soups, everything, a whole week worth of menus, and then have a cooking track. And the cooking track was that afternoon. So people came into the classroom and was able to actually cook with us. And so that was a very good experience. And
yes, it was.
kind of
a lot of work. You did menu for the breakfast and the lunch for the whole week of those who registered as well. And one of the first recipes you did was the spinach quiche. The
spinach quiche was one of them, and it ran over very, very well.
Yes.
It was also one of the first times I've ever seen my stuff in a larger quantity, mass food, because normally when we do our programs, they're just for regular family size, but this time it was actually for a larger group of people. So it went very, very well. I was very pleased, and God is awesome. I mean, who would have thought?
Who would have thunk it?
Who would have thought? You know, you never know where he's going to come from or
That's
what he's
true.
going to do. But
That's true.
he's awesome. He's always good. Always good.
right.
Always good. And so this recipe, Curtis, it actually has. Let's look at the actual menu itself, the recipe itself, and it calls for 2 containers of tofu extra firm, 1/4 cup of soy Parmesan cheese, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice fresh, 1 1/2 cup of onions chopped, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of sea salt, 2 cups of mock sausage crumbled, 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast flakes, 1 cup of spinach fresh chopped, 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric powder, and 1 whole wheat pie shell.
Okay.
So we're going to do that.
Spinach quiche.
Yeah, we got that spinach quiche going. And I'm going to tell you, quiche was one of my favorite foods.
One of
all
your
right?
favorite.
One of my favorite foods, and it had like I'm going to go back in the day now. That's back
Okay,
in
now
the day.
that means some time
I'm going to
ago.
go back. I'm going to
Yeah,
go back.
some time ago.
Okay, back in the day, you know, our quiches had between 4 and 6 eggs in them. Okay, all right, whole eggs. Okay, and it had half and half milks, and it also had in it cheeses, real cheeses. All right, and so. It's one of those kind of a Sunday brunch, or it can be an evening kind of meal. It's a one-dish meal for one thing. And when I really switched over, we switched over to the vegetarian first, and then we went to veganism. I'm like
Plant-based.
Plant-based. I had to let go a lot of stuff. Okay. And with that in mind, just trying to find substitutes for things. Now, I think that's the thing that people want to know. How can I substitute something out to make something more healthy? And so this recipe you're going to really enjoy because there is no eggs, there's no cheese or anything. Even the sausage is a mock sausage, all right?
Okay.
And so I think that, and we're bringing it back to life, bringing that quiche back out there. Yeah.
I think, of course, this is no surprise of a lot of people out there. The #1 killer in the United States is cardiovascular disease. Cardiovascular. A heart attack about every 32 seconds. A stroke about every 40 seconds, give or take. And so with those 2 in mind, that's the #1, #3 killer in the United States, heart attacks and strokes. And one of the major culprits of that are foods that's high in saturated fat. The top 3 foods in that category is milk and cheese, and also beef or ground beef as well. So this dish is a dish that can contribute to cardiovascular disease. So we've taken out and switched out the meat with this information.
Mock sausage,
Mock
yes,
sausage,
yes,
we'll
yes,
talk about
yes,
that.
yes.
We switched out the cheese with the tofu, and also I think
And we also going to be using a soy Parmesan, a new
Parmesan
on the
cheese
market.
with that. So we switched out all those high saturated fatty foods, and this is now more of a healthier food for the cardiovascular system. So that's why this will be a great substitute for the regular quiche.
And the people came from everywhere? From the Bahamas, from Bermuda?
Yes.
Okay, from Canada, they were all there. And people who have had quiche before know how it's supposed to taste. So this was a real good representation, and they really enjoyed it. They could not believe it, all right? So we're going to get started because I'm going to have you, Curtis, go ahead on and get ready. I'm going to give you a knife.
So
I'm going to have you start off cutting those onions up.
The onions, okay.
Okay, is that knife good for you there?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead
Now,
on.
this is chopped.
That's good. Okay, we're going to chop it up. Okay, and it's going to be a cup and a half of that, and I'm going to go ahead on and put in, just going to reach over here and get the olive oil. I'm going to put the olive oil in the skillet. Okay, and I like this recipe because, you know, when you talk about quiches, you can actually use a lot of different combinations to go into a quiche. All right, I'm doing spinach, but you know, new thing right now also is people using kale. In your recipes also, and then along with that, you can do broccoli. In the recipe as well. And also you can do, let's see, we've got broccoli, I've seen spinach, I've seen kale.
Is that
And
fine
also
enough?
I've done just quiches alone with nothing but the sausage by itself.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but I like that greenery, that spinach color, because it kind of, you have that brown and the beige and you have the green. Everything is about color. We eat with our eyes. If we are looking at something and it looks good, then we're more apt to try it, okay? So I'm not that girl that goes around telling everybody everything's in the food because, you know, basically people have this kind of stigma about
if you do that,
certain
they may
things.
think that something's up.
Something's up. So
Why is she asking me that?
I just prepare the food, let them
and
eat
just
it.
let them eat the food.
Yeah,
Let them swallow it.
Then when they ask for the recipe, that's
Then
when
you tell them.
start
By the
giving
time
them
it's too late, it's
that.
already in the stomach.
Well, they already like it too. They're like, you know what? I had no idea it was going to be tasting like that.
I just chopped up fine enough?
That is wonderful. You did
Okay.
a real good job. I'm just gonna move this around a little bit. Okay, and then what we're gonna do.
And the thing about what happened in UT Pines, a lifestyle facility there at UT Pines, it's just outside of Columbus, Georgia, and it's been there for over, I guess, 30, well, probably 40 years. But anyway, and the people in your workshop, the cooking class, they prepared the food, then the next day, everyone ate that food that they just prepared the day before.
Yeah, they did the kitchen, those who worked in the kitchen actually did the recipes for the larger group.
Right.
And then we did the ones for our classroom, and then we would take it over. So they got a chance to go a day ahead in the recipes we
Right.
prepared. They were a day ahead, so they knew exactly what they were gonna have the next day. So we did all kinds of things. We had waffles and blueberry sauces, and we did a lot. We did our burgers,
That's
okay?
right.
We did 2 different types of burgers. We did
Yes.
sausage meat in the morning, and then we had burgers later on. We did fried potato. We just did it. We were working it. We were working
Right.
it, working
We
it.
sure were, baby.
And the people kept saying, it's like regular stuff that I'm used to eating, you know,
Right.
but I knew that it was going to be something different, but not really, not really. I tell you what I want you to do next, Curtis. I'm going to have you go ahead on and start getting that spinach ready, although we're not going to use it quite yet. All right.
You want to chop this up a little bit?
Yep, you're going to take it out and just chop that up a little bit for me. And we're going to get these onions moving here. And just real fine for me. Don't have to do a lot, because one thing about spinach I like, and that is that once it goes into anything liquidy, it's going to actually start shrinking up anyway. Okay, that's good.
Okay.
That's good. So we're going to actually put that over to the side here.
Oh, all right.
Over to the side.
Now, we need to talk about this
Yeah,
mock.
let's go with that.
Let's talk about this because this may be a new ingredient for a lot of people and may not be familiar with this type of mock ground beef or sausage.
Let me just say this.
Yes.
On our programs, we try to introduce or bring things in that we've already had or we've been out there and testing. I don't like to just do something just because it's there. I want to test and make sure it's okay because we just don't want it there. I tell people, if you change the recipe, don't say my name. But the bottom line is we're out there for you trying to figure out what's good. This is a group called Light Life Group.
Okay.
And that Light Life Foods, they actually make this crumble. It's a sausage crumble.
Okay.
And we use that in their product. And also we did on one of our shows, we actually made our sausages from scratch using
That's
Vita
right.
Wheat gluten, all right? So this is a little bit more convenient that we're actually doing right here
There's
as
a
well.
lot of brands out there, but this is one particular brand that I know we like.
That we like.
Has a nice mouthfeel, nice flavor too.
Yep, now what I'm going to have you do, Curtis, I'm going to have you go ahead and get the food processor because we're going to have to put the other stuff in there. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and get some of the other stuff together. So we're going to go ahead and, he's going to bring that processor because we're going to actually have to get that tofu to mimic that of a cheese kind of a flavor, all right? So we got that's going, moving. And also the other one too is a part of this, Curtis. We got a couple things too that they may not have ever seen before. And the other one is going to be this cheese. This is a soy Parmesan cheese. It's called, what's that? Follow Your Heart?
Now this is
That's a
Follow
new
Your
one out on the
Heart
market,
Parmesan
too.
cheese.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
And
I'll press
this
down
can get this also at a regular grocery store.
Yes,
You
that's
don't
where I
have to
got it from.
necessarily get it at a health food store.
In the section
Yeah.
is actually, now they got the natural food sections in your regular supermarket, so that's another good one also. It looks like, smell that like.
Sticky stocks. Yeah.
Okay, now what you're gonna do is get your food processor. We're gonna go ahead on and start putting the tofu in it so we can get it to moving it. All right, we got that sauteing. Okay, you can go ahead and put that in there for me.
Okay, let me get.
There you go. Okay.
Now this is this is muy new tofu.
Well, it can be that, and either that, or it can be any extra firm tofu that you want to use.
Okay.
Sometimes you might not be able to find certain things, so I try to just make sure it goes all the way around, babe. Make sure it goes all the way around. I try to, when we're out there and we're doing our cooking schools, we try to leave open all the different things or the possibility, because sometimes people get very frustrated. One thing that people have said about our shows that they like is the fact that we try to keep things in regular grocery stores so that you're not going out trying to go to a lot of the health food stores trying to buy stuff. So a lot of your markets, your superstores have now gone to a natural food section. And I always say if they don't have it there, ask them to bring it in.
Okay.
All right? So let's go ahead and spin that around.
Okay.
Just for just a second or so. Okay, and then I'm going to start putting some things in. Okay? All right, let's just take and get all the goodies out. All the goodies are going to go around. I'm going to have you now at this point begin to add to this the other ingredients. Don't put it on yet. Okay, so go ahead and put the nutritional yeast in.
Okay.
Nutritional yeast flakes, all the B vitamins. And then we're going to put in the turmeric powder.
Okay.
And then we're going to put in the garlic powder. And then we're going to put in the salt. All right. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to have you just, you got your little thing there in just 1 minute. I'm going to have you go ahead and put the top on and spin it around. Then you're going to use your little contraction you love to use over there. Okay. All right, you're going to go ahead and turn it around a little bit more for me, Curtis, and get all the edges out.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and put the sausage on into the mix. This is mock sausage. Smells like, acts like, has the same personality as regular sausage. And this is actually made with a body weight gluten as well. That's on the market.
Let me spin it again, honey.
Yeah, you want to make it real smooth, okay? Okay, let's check that. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Now, what are we going to do now, Curtis? I want you now to take this, your lemon, because we need lemon juice in there. You're going to put it in your little thing. I'm going to go ahead on and put in a little bit of the Parmesan in here. How about that? Let's put some in here.
And lemon juice here.
Put the lemon juice and your... You know, the other thing that's funny is sometimes people see me with all kind of... I am a gadget girl.
Gadget girl.
Oh, yeah,
yes,
I'm a gadget girl. I can go to the store in a minute and I can find all kind of gadgets. And we found this lemon squeezer that actually does lemon.
Baby.
Yep, in a circle too, all the way around. Helps to give that flavor as well. It's 1 tablespoon of lemon juice.
Nice
and now
easy.
you're going to go ahead and let me do this. Let me get rid of all the goodies here to go inside. Okay. You can go ahead and spin it. Great. Okay, so this is the part in which we're going to now take this and we're going to put it into this mixture. Yeah. Get all this off. You're going to see it's got a nice creamy texture.
Yeah, that creamy texture is...
Oops.
This is going to be your quiche.
This is going to be the quiche.
In place of the cheeses and
the eggs.
And the eggs and all that cholesterol, saturated fat, and just clogs up those coronary arteries. And
yes.
So,
all righty.
Okay.
It's going to go in. It's got that nice, I like the coloring too. You know, like the tofu, sometimes when you get it, it's got that beige color going on. But when you start putting the turmeric in there, which gives it that coloring also, a cheesy color. Remember now, we're trying to assimilate that of cheese, okay? So you don't want it to be all kind of light beige. You want to have more of a cheesy texture. And that turmeric powder is doing that, and as well as that Parmesan too. All right, I think we got most of it out of there.
Okay.
Okay. And now we're just gonna move it in. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to put the spinach in, and after we do that, we're going to actually move into the actual pie crust that this is going to go in as well. Going to put the spinach in.
Okay. This was a favorite there at that lifestyle facility?
It was a favorite.
Yes, it was.
Okay. You can make little mini quiches out of this also, Curtis. And like I said, you can put any other kind of vegetable that you want in it. Be creative. That's the name of the game. Be creative, all right? And then we're going to use that last bit of that in a minute. So we're going to look at our recipe to see exactly the pie crust that this is going to go into. It is a whole wheat pie crust. It calls for 1 cup of whole wheat pastry flour, 1/3 cup of olive oil, 1 cup of rolled oat flour, 6 tablespoons of cold water, and 1 teaspoon of sea salt. Okay, all right, so now we're going to go ahead and get this together. This is the actual pie shell that goes with the quiche, okay? So you're going to take the old-fashioned oats and you're going to go ahead and put them into the blender, and we're going to blend them into a powder mix. Every now and then people meet me and say that, that's enough.
Oh, okay.
Every now and then they say, I can't find any oat flour nowhere.
So now we're making our own oat flour.
You can make your own oat flour.
This coming from the old-fashioned, not the quick oats. Old-fashioned.
Old-fashioned oats.
Okay. All right.
Okay, I'm watching Curtis because this machine, look at that smoke. That's the flour. That's the flour. That's the flour.
Honey, this goes up to 15. Can I do it one more time?
No. Okay, Curtis, hold up.
I want to see it smoke.
Oh, no, it's not smoking. That's the flour.
Oh, that's the flour. I want to see the machine smoke.
No, you don't. Okay, because you know, okay, Curtis.
Okay.
See, it goes up to 17, and Curtis likes that.
17? I thought it was 15.
No.
17.
Oh, I shouldn't have told you that.
Oh, wait a minute.
No.
Oh,
No.
I don't think it's...
No, let me just go
It's not right yet.
No, because you're going to pulverize it till almost real creamy, and I'm not going to be able to do anything.
We want to make sure we have the right type of crust.
You're good.
Okay, well, so much for that.
You know that's right.
Getting ready to have some fun.
I know you were.
All right.
So we're just going to get that. That's how you make that oat flour. And
Okay.
Doesn't take that long to do that.
And
Get all the goodies out of the bottom of that thing there.
so the quiche is ready. Now we're making the crust.
Making the crust itself.
Okay.
And this is actually going to go in the oven, this one. So we're going to take that away. I'm going to actually mix in with that the pastry flour, whole wheat pastry flour. We talked about this one time before on our program. How's it different from the two? When we talk about the whole wheat pastry flour, we're actually talking about a summer wheat flour. A summer wheat flour means that it's not as hard as the 100% whole wheat. It's light in texture, and it's really good for any of your baking needs if you're trying to get a nice crust or something like that, okay? So we're mixing those two together, the oat flour and the pastry flour.
And now the pastry flour can be purchased
at regular grocery stores. Once again, yeah, that's where it's at. Regular grocery stores, okay? Whole wheat pastry flour. Now, we got that going. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just make a little circle here, and you're going to go ahead and sprinkle that salt on for me.
Okay, right in the middle? Or?
No, just around.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay, we're going to mix it in there. Okay, all right. Okay, and now we're going to take and use the olive oil, and we're going to start putting the olive oil in, and we're going to drizzle that around. I can do that, honey.
Okay.
Too. I'll go ahead and drizzle. We're going to drizzle olive oil.
Slow drizzle?
Drizzle. A slow drizzle. This is what makes it come to life as well. Okay. All right.
Very good.
Now, the last part to this is going to be the cold water. And I do want to say that when I do the cold water, you are going to be careful with this because if you take and use the cold water, and once again, you want to make sure, and you're going to see what the crust is going to look like, but I put a little bit on in at a time, just a little bit at a time to get the texture that I want, okay? Let's start off with that one, and then we're going to start mixing this all in, okay?
Okay.
So we're mixing it in there. And this is the olive oil and the cold water.
All right.
Okay. And once again, this is one of those recipes you still have to kind of play around with just a little bit. Okay.
So add a little bit of water at a time.
A little bit more water to it. Okay.
Okay, so now what consistency are you looking for?
A crust. I'm actually going to make a crust. So I go up to about 5 tablespoons of it, but it just depends. So you got to play around a little bit. Because when you're talking about messing around with wheat, it's not like white flour. Wheat flour has the germ in it. So it's going to take a little bit more to make it up, all right? And now I'm looking, I know the texture of what I'm looking for, and that's what I have right now.
Oh, okay, so this is the texture.
This is the texture. You want to get all that dry ingredient out the bottom of it. Make sure that there's no dry, flours there. So just by going around your edges like this.
Yeah.
Like so.
Okay.
See how we clean it all up?
It's moist, but not too dry, but not too wet
that's
either.
it. That's right.
Okay.
So now Now we're going to take and we're going to begin to move the actual flours up against the side of the bowl.
So always do the sides first.
Yeah, always do your sides
Now, why
first.
is that?
Well, I mean, it's going to be a lot easier. You can get
If
exactly
you do the middle,
texture.
you may not have enough to do the sides. So
That's
start
true.
with the sides
That
first.
is true.
Okay.
That is true. You kind of, I do this so much now, I kind of just know what I need for the middle part of it. And so we're just moving it around, and we got all of our sides in. And then as you push up, it actually pushes up to the side of the bowl. It's going to create the scallop edges.
Right.
Okay, and I like this one here because it's got like a rugged kind of a texture to it, okay, when you look at it, all right? And then we have a middle piece. This is now what we're going to be putting down. This is all
just
about.
fill in the middle now.
That's all you're going to be doing. A lot of times people
Seems like
say,
you've
I
done
have a
this before."
hard time with crust. I just cannot make any crust.
And what's the reason? I mean, not enough water, or they're not using cold water?
It's got to be cold water, but I mean, sometimes people just have a hard time making crust. And so, a lot of our recipes we do on our show, we make crust right in a bowl.
Oh, that's true.
We make them in a bowl. I mean, we do it with our desserts. We do it
You don't
with this
have
one
to
here.
roll it out?
You got to go through all those changes.
No.
And this one here is just like a regular pie crust, except for it is known to be one you need for the quiche. Okay? And see how it's fitting?
Yes.
And then I just take my edges and I just go around it.
Go around it, okay.
Like so. See? And once I get it around like I want to, it's coming up on the edges, and then I just take my hand and I just go around the edge like that.
Oh, okay.
See? I kind of create like a, this is not one of those crusts where that comes out the pan. It's actually a pie crust. We call a crust for a meaty dish, okay?
Right.
If you were going to make something like an apple pie or some other kind of a pie, you wouldn't use this kind of dough, number one. And then you also are going to have more of a scallop edge, different from this. You use the fork. You've seen that one
Now,
before.
do you need to, what's the word, crimp it?
Nope, not this. Now, what we are going to do, because of the fact that we're going to put that quiche in there, the filling, see how that looks there? Got that rugged look? We're going to take our fork and we're going to go around. And we're going to create holes.
Okay.
So that the pie crust does not swell up in the middle.
It don't get puffy or?
It's not going to puff up.
Yeah, not puff up.
Okay, you're recreating the little air pockets, all right?
Now, did you bake this separately?
No.
Oh, just
all
put
going to bake
put
together.
the quiche in there, all baked
We're going
together.
to put that quiche up in there right now. Okay. All right. I've already done the quiche earlier. And so.
And the quiche, you want me to hold that, honey?
Oh, yeah. You can do that.
Because it's kind of heavy.
It is heavy.
Yes, dear. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
All right. So, I'm going to pour it right in the middle. In the middle.
Oh, this is going to work here, baby.
Right in the middle.
Now, it looks so cheesy.
Doesn't it?
Without
Doesn't it? Without the cheese.
cheese that contains cholesterol and
without-
saturated fat.
and the eggs.
And the sodium.
Forget the eggs.
And don't forget the sodium.
No, don't forget the sodium.
Yeah, all of that.
All that. All of that.
All of it.
All right? Okay. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead on and move it around. Okay. It doesn't smell good. You can smell that sausage?
It smells good. No, that's a perfume. But that smells good too, though. So now you're moving around.
Moving it around.
Yes.
Even it up. Even it up. Is it pretty green
Very
colors?
colorful. Got the green in
Very
there,
colorful.
the spinach, and yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm turning around a little bit more this way and get it in there. And one thing I like about the crust is the way it's made up. It's not gonna, sometimes you do crust, it kind of comes into the actual item itself, but not this crust,
Right.
okay? So you can go around the edges once again. And I notice now I left a little bit of Parmesan over in this recipe.
Oh, now
Because
that's
I'm
going to
gonna
be
put that
sprinkled right on top.
Right on top.
Okay.
Okay, at the end of the show, they'll get a chance to see the finished product, okay?
You're going to do the Parmesan now, or?
I'm gonna put the Parmesan on now before I
Okay.
put it in the oven.
Okay.
See? So, you know, when people see this, automatically they're like, oh yeah. Okay?
That is excellent. Superb.
Superb. So it's gonna go in the oven and it's gonna bake in the oven. And it bakes about 55 minutes to an hour, okay, in the oven. So we're gonna take that one away because we have another real good dish that I really like to do, and that's done with my green beans and red peppers. Yes,
Okay, let's
yes.
go to it.
All right. It calls for 1 1/2 pounds of green beans, 1 tablespoon of dill leaves, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of lemon zest, 1 red pepper seeded and chopped, 2 tablespoons of chicken style seasoning, and 1 tablespoon of basil. Okay. This is not only a good dish, it's another one that we did also at UT Pines.
Yes.
Okay. Another way of doing it, you know, people just like green beans and they just put water in it and a little bit of margarine and salt, but we're going to jazz up.
Yeah, that is just too boring.
Jazz up. Okay, so we've already steamed our green beans already. And what I'm going to have you do, I'm going to put a little bit of oil in the skillet. Once again, my olive oil. I'm going to have you chop up the red peppers. Yeah,
Okay.
get the red peppers ready to go.
All of this, honey?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. And that's the size I want, the size like that. Yeah. All right. And so I'm going to go ahead and put the oil in. We kind of mentioned this before on our program also, that a lot of time we talk about the amount of oils and stuff that we're using, and that is if you were to take the pan and let it get hot first and then add the oil, it would actually go further than just trying to put the amount in there. If a recipe calls for 3 tablespoons, you could actually cut back to 1 tablespoon or 1.5 just by heating the skillet first, all right?
Okay.
That's very, very good, honey. It's good.
All right.
All right.
So
that's getting ready. Hold up 1 minute. Let me move it around a little bit in the pan. And then I'm going to have you go ahead on and put those peppers on in there.
all right. This is a big cutting board, I tell you.
It is a big cutting board.
Yes, it is.
But you can get it right there in the skillet. You can do it. You can do it.
It's a long.
That's because you went from that end. You could have came from the other side.
Yep. Without the loss of one.
Without the loss of one. Oh, there's one on here.
Okay.
On there.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. Okay.
No more cutting?
No more cutting. No more cutting. All right. So we're going to saute the red pepper. This is such a pretty dish. It's one of those dishes where I also say it's a good one for the holiday time frame when you're doing holiday cooking. I'm going to move that over here. Just move that under here so I don't wind up.
Because, you know, a lot of people, they take the green beans, like you said before, a little bit of margarine and salt, and that's about it.
Yeah.
After a while, that gets boring.
Yeah.
So you want to, you know, it has no color other than the green beans.
Yes.
But now this is going to give you some color.
And these are smaller. The green beans I'm using also, these are a real thin green bean, as you can notice. And also, they're nice for this particular dish.
Are these Kentucky Wonders?
No, they're not Kentucky Wonders, but they are just a regular green bean.
That's the only
that you
one
get.
I
And you
know.
can see that there's like a slender green bean that you can actually use as well. And we know in our garden, we actually grow the Kentucky Wonders and the, I forgot the other name of the other one. I have 2 different green beans I actually do.
I just know Kentucky Wonders.
Oh, okay.
My grandmother grew Kentucky Wonders.
Okay. I'm gonna turn this up a little bit here, Curtis. You just turn it up a little bit. Now, you know, I'm using the red, but you can also, in this recipe, you can use the orange pepper.
Oh,
you can use the yellow pepper. This is where your heavy amount of vitamin C is coming from. Once again, we're not cooking the green beans. We're actually putting them in a steamer and with a little bit of water in the bottom of your saucepan, and we're just going to steam them. We're not going to actually put them in a whole lot of water and cook them down, because that means it's not going to have any flavor whatsoever anyway.
So this is going to be a colorful dish.
It's very, very colorful, okay? So what I'm doing is the peppers are getting ready. They're getting ready. And what I'm going to do, Curtis, I'm going to actually begin to do a couple things. Number one, I have dill, okay? And I also have, with my dill, I also have basil. So these are 2 things that I'm actually using in this recipe. And you can use fresh dill and fresh basil as well.
Okay.
And then we have our chicken style seasoning,
Now,
which is, would you explain that? Go ahead and explain while I'm turning that.
Oh, I was going to
Every
ask
now
you
and
that
then.
question for you to
I knew you were going
explain
to
it.
go there. That's why I said.
Okay. Now, chicken style seasoning. Chicken style seasoning is not from chicken. Beef style seasoning is not from beef. I just had to throw it in for
Throw it in there.
good
Throw it
measure.
in there. Yeah.
That's about where I stop.
Okay.
What else?
They're used to.
Go ahead,
people
honey.
used to. The beef broth or chicken broth when you're making things. Well, chicken style seasoning is, if you think of it like those little broth pieces, the cubicles you put into cold water or warm water, and you make the broth up to go in your vegetable soups or whatever. Now they have it in a powder format, which is chicken style seasoning. As Curtis said, no chicken, no beef, mock. Okay, looks like, acts like the assimilation of, but it is not. Okay. Now at this point, Curtis, I'm going to go ahead on and start putting in the green beans.
And the chicken style seasoning and also the beef style seasoning can be purchased at a regular grocery store, correct?
That's right, at the regular grocery
so
store.
You don't have to go to for most part, not to a health food store, but to a regular grocery store.
Yeah, a lot of them are now going there. Okay, I love this dish. It is so pretty.
Yes.
Okay, it's so pretty with the peppers and stuff in it, all right?
You know, a lot of people, honey, they've come to us over the years. They said that, you know, I tried the vegetarian diet, and after a while, I got bored.
Yes.
I mean, I'm eating the same thing over and over again. It looks the same. It tastes the same. There's no real desire. There's no real interest because it's just so bland. There's no pizzazz. So therefore, because there's no color.
You have to have enough recipes, number one. And you also have to kind of be creative, like one of the programs we did. You know, I took the oats and made the burger out of it, then I made sausages out of it, then I made meatballs out of it. So you had to become more adventurous, which is really what I love doing, okay? And change things up. And also I tell them, get our cookbook. I mean, online we have YouTube videos, we have all kinds of things out there. That's out there on the market. A lot of recipes are out there on the market, changing things up. And believe it or not, even something like these green beans, I actually just, at one time, I was doing, like I said before, green beans in just the water, all right? And then I began to get a little more creative. Right. In one of our books, we actually talk about all the herbs that match up with different vegetables, all right? So that works out really well also. So we're going to go ahead on now at this point, and we're going to sprinkle on the dill. Okay. All right. And this makes this have a nice flavor. And then we're going to put on the basil. Okay.
We're going to really liven up these green beans.
We're going to liven it up. We're going to liven it up. Okay, I'm going to, and you can smell that smell? Smell that? And the camera crew will smell it that way, so the camera can smell it also as well. All right? And this was a big hit at UG Pines, a big hit, okay? They were like, okay, I've never had the green beans like that before.
And let me spell for those who are wondering, what about this? I never heard of UT Pines. Again, like I said before, it's a lifestyle facility, and it also helps to treat, manage any chronic diseases, obesity, diabetes, renal failure, cancer, heart attack, strokes, you name it, from a drug-less approach. And so outside of Columbus, Georgia, been there for over 40 years, but again, it's very warm, welcome, a lifestyle counselor, so it's really good. It's spelled U-C-H-E-E. Yeah. UT and the word pine. Yeah. Lifestyle facility.
Okay, I'm going to sprinkle on now, Curtis, the chicken style seasoning. I'm going to be using this in the place of my salt. Okay. All right. And this is what also helps to give the flavor that we need to have as well.
Right. Okay, we see the flavor in that dish. Yes.
You smell it? You smell how nice that smells?
Got the green, you got the color.
And the red.
This really makes food come alive.
Yes, we eat with our eyes. We eat with our eyes. That's the name of the game. You know, if it looks good, smells good, people are more likely to eat it.
Has a good mouthfeel.
Good mouthfeel.
And you're really doing wonders for your family's health.
Absolutely, because once again, on 3ABN is plant-based eating, plant-based cooking, which means with no milk, no eggs, no cheese, none of that kind of things are in our recipes, so we're doing them up. And then the last thing on this one, Curtis, believe it or not, is a little bit of lemon zest, okay? Okay. All I'm gonna do is just take and put a little bit of the lemon on top of that. Kind of give it a lemony flavor as well.
So lemon zest.
Lemon zest. And the lemon zest is just the actual peeling of the lemon. Okay. Smell that? Oh, man.
I do, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It really it's going to make those green beans come alive.
Make them come alive.
Come alive.
With all the rest of the stuff that's there as well.
All right.
Okay. So.
Now, quickly, let's just a little bit. We have just a few minutes before we go to our last recipe. How did you move into the vegetarian diet? Just talk about that briefly, just for a moment, because a lot of people want to say, well, you know, what's the reason for even doing it? Well, the health reasons as well, but also for your family as well.
Well, you know, I think one time before one of our shows, we talked about the fact that I'm one of 10 children, 6 girls, 4 boys, and of course we ate everything that wasn't nailed down to the floor. If we could catch it, we barbecued it, roasted it, and ate it. And so when I got to be a little bit more mature in age, you know, started having my own family and everything, I went to a class. And when I went to the class, I had just gotten to the church, just became, you know, a full-blown, yes, Jesus loves me, Christian, all right? And when I got involved in the church, I went to a class on vegetarianism, plant-based.
Now, the book they were teaching at that class was called
Counsel on Diets
on Diets and Foods.
I was no good.
You were no good.
I mean, when I got done with that class, I took everything out the refrigerator, out the freezer, out the cupboard, and we had nothing to eat, basically. I mean, we were just out there, okay?
Just empty your...
I cried a lot, and I prayed a lot. And I did. And you know, those things I was so used to eating, Curtis, I mean, you know, the things I ate, I knew was not healthy.
Okay.
And then also now I got the responsibility of my family, and I'm concerned about them. And in our class, the teacher said the husband is the gatekeeper of the home. I was good with that.
And the
then
priest,
she made another
yeah.
statement. He's the priest. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean gatekeeper, because she's the gatekeeper.
Yeah, it's
he's
the
the
priest.
priest of the home.
Right.
Let me correct that.
Right.
He's the priest. He's the one that brings the family together at the foot of the cross, all right? But the mother,
Now, this is the phrase that got
I was
you.
just so excited about what the husband's supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Okay, and then she said, but now the mother, she's the gatekeeper. I'm like, okay, does not sound good to me, all right? The gatekeeper, she's the one that's responsible for any kind of major illnesses that go on in that family and all the stress that the children go under and everybody. So she's got that big responsibility at home.
The health of the family heavily weighs on the mother's shoulders.
That's it.
Really,
That's it.
does most of the cooking, grocery shopping, for the most part.
For the most part. And so from there, I had to do a lot of changing. I had to do a lot of crying. I had to do a lot of praying, okay? And believe it or not, one of the things I think that really helped me, and I still say today, and that is, Lord God, make me hate those things that are injurious to my body, okay? And I think that just, even though I liked it or I loved it, I knew I needed to make some changes.
Okay.
I saw my family healed. I saw my own self healed just by making those changes to a plant-based diet, all right? And so then I just got started cooking. And I started asking the Lord about it. So part of my master's degree was vegetarianism, plant-based cooking, all right, as a part of my thesis. And from there, I just been cooking. So my love is God first, okay, and then Curtis.
Oh, I'm right behind God.
Right behind God.
That's about high as I can get.
And then my our children, okay, that's the children.
Children.
And then lastly, cooking. I can stay in the kitchen 24/7.
And I'd be happy with that.
Yes, you're good. You're good.
Yes, I
you're
can.
Good, you're good. You're good. So, Curtis, with that in mind, and that's my quick version of how we got involved in the plant-based cooking,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that book, Counsels on Diets and Foods by Ellen G. White, and has a lot of information in there as far as moving to the vegetarian plant-based diet. And so that really got you going, and but praise God for that as well.
Well, I also say, too, the one thing you have to remember, and that is that it doesn't happen overnight. Some people can make a change, some can't. And I think that when people meet Curtis and myself, they say, well, you guys have always been out there, you've always been doing that, it's easy for you. But then when I tell my story, and they realize, because sometimes you want an excuse as to why we can't make a change, but we can make a change. God is available, He's willing and able to make those changes for us. So,
Because I used to work at a fast food restaurant, assistant manager at a fast food restaurant. And so hamburgers every single day.
you said you smelled like a hamburger.
I really did. In my uniform, my taste buds. So, but again, I read a statement by the same author. I think it's page, I won't say the page, it may be incorrect. But anyway, the statement says this.
I just had to look
Quote,
at you.
a religious life can be more successfully gained and maintained if meat is discarded. For this diet enfeebles, here it is, the moral and spiritual nature. All right? And so Counsel of Diets and Foods, either 389 or 289, one of those pages, but there it is, but it's there. When I read that on a Sunday night, about 10:30 that Sunday night, I was single, one bedroom apartment. That next day, that Monday morning, I became a vegetarian. That, for me, it was that one statement alone. And so I realized meat, causes high cholesterol, saturated fat, and increased risk of men get breast cancer too, but prostate cancer and cardiovascular disease. But when I realized that this diet, this fast food diet, impacts my spiritual nature, that got my attention. So for me, it was that. For you, it was a class. It could be for you some other, maybe this show here as well. But whatever triggers, the Holy Spirit works in each other's lives in a different way. But for us, it worked in a different way. But here we are together for such a time as this.
Well, one thing for sure, and that is from a spiritual standpoint, your thinking is a lot clearer.
Right.
You have more energy. It's just a difference in when you actually go plant-based. And so we're just at awe that God gave us the opportunity to come on 3ABN and to be able to share with our audience. We get many, many phone calls, emails, and you name it, from people saying that they really enjoy our programs. And so we're just thankful. We give all credit, all honor to God, because if it were not for him, it would not be going down, that's for sure.
And if we all make it into the kingdom made new, the New Jerusalem, we all would be on a plant-based diet.
Okay. That's why I'll get enough said.
Might as well go ahead and do it now.
Going to dessert. Go to
All right,
dessert.
dessert.
Okay.
Let's go to
We got
dessert.
that tofu, maple, cream, and berries. It calls for 2 tablespoons of canola oil, 1 package of silken tofu firm, 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt, 1 cup of blueberries fresh, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice fresh, 1 cup of raspberries sliced, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 cup of blackberries, 3 tablespoons of pure maple syrup, and 1 cup of your favorite granola. Okay, so this is the one part too that's really good, Curtis, and that is trying to make up a dessert. It's kind of like a parfait.
Parfait?
Okay, and we're going to
Okay.
be using, instead of a regular cream, half and half or whatever, we're going to be using also our tofu as a part of our cream base.
Okay.
So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and open that up for me, and we're going to put in, I'll give you one of the spatulas again. Here we go.
All right.
I'm going to put that around the circle there, and this one in a circle, around the edges too. Move it around. And then we're going to also put in that our maple, we got maple syrup is going to go in, a little bit of salt and vanilla. Go ahead and spin it around so it can actually be even as it goes around in there.
Okay.
Okay. No. This has to, open up, baby, open it up. No, I was just going to say, make sure it's like that, so it's even all around in here as it's going around.
Okay.
It actually does a better job at being creamier. Okay. I'm going to open up and then just spin that around the edges there for me. Let's go ahead on, and when you do that one time there, we're going to go ahead and put the maple syrup in. Yummy, yummy. Maple syrup.
Very good.
Okay. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and put the vanilla in also. We're going to put that, I'll put it.
Right, baby.
Okay.
Vanilla flavoring.
Vanilla, and then we're going to put in
A little
half a
salt.
teaspoon, a little bit of salt. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and spin it around again. Okay, get all the goodies all around there in another circle. And,
Another spin, or?
well, we're going to put our last one in, which is
Okay.
the lemon juice. Get the lemon ready. Do you want to do lemon?
No, you got it, baby.
Okay, I get a chance to use one of my own equipment pieces I love, one of my toys. My
Okay.
toys.
The parfait is going to finish up this meal, this supper ideas.
Okay.
Okay.
Put that on top of that. And throw that around the circle too.
All right. Come on out now.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, see, that's why you have to do it, because I
What
didn't.
did you do?
I didn't do enough elbow grease.
Oh, okay.
So you see, okay.
Yeah, I didn't see nothing coming out.
See, I buy the toy and then he uses it. Okay, you can do it, baby. That's right. Put some muscle in it.
Okay. Still have some juice left. You know what's going on?
What?
It's clogged up.
Oh.
See?
Oh.
That's the juice right here.
Okay, there you go.
All this juice right here.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. That's
Yeah.
good. So
You have to clean this out every now and then too, otherwise the juice won't come out.
Okie dokie.
Okay, ready to go?
Down there, yep. All right. And now we just get that nice flavor. Get all that.
Can you see how
Look how nice.
nice
that
and creamy it is
nice
now?
and creamy, nice and creamy. And
Yes.
you know what I'm gonna do, Curtis? I'm gonna take and put that in a bowl, because it's gonna be easier for you to go ahead on and pour it. Well, I was gonna put it in a bowl. I don't have a bowl, so we're not gonna do that.
Okay.
Except that I'm going to get a bowl from over there.
Oh, you want me to get a bowl and you keep
you
talking?
go get a bowl and I'll keep talking.
Yeah, you just keep talking.
Okay.
So you want, okay, let me make sure I'm going to get a clear bowl that's large.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just making one trip here.
Not real large. I think that bowl right over there.
That bowl over there. Okay, that's the bowl you want.
That's the bowl that
That's the bowl I'm going to get.
I think it's a clean bowl.
So I'll be back, okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right, so go ahead. And so what we're going to do from here while he's going to get the bowl is we're going to put raspberries, and we got blackberries, raspberries, and blueberries. Yeah. See there? That's what I'm talking about.
This is what I'm talking about.
Now you're going to go ahead and pour all that. Go ahead and pour it into this bowl right here, baby.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let me take that.
Watch yourself, baby.
Okay. And there you go.
All right.
Okay. All righty.
Okay.
So we're pouring that there. That's going to go as the in-between filling to take the place of a half and half or some kind of a cream that's going to go on the product itself. Yeah. It's good, huh?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Okay. Now it's time to put the parfaits together, okay? So you're going to do one, and I'm going to do one.
Okay.
And we're going to have our granola at the end.
And take this
All right,
off
take that
first.
away, and just hold off and wait for you to come back. I love this particular one. It's very light, very, very airy. It's a real nice dessert to have as well. And so we're going to start off with some blackberries.
Okay, now,
that's your cup. You can go ahead. You go ahead first.
Let's put this in the middle.
Put it in the middle.
And I'm going to follow your lead.
Okay, so we're going to start off with some blackberries at the bottom.
Okay, blackberries.
Oh, you want me to start off?
I'll tell you what. You do yours, and then I'll follow you. How about that?
Oh, I do. Okay.
Okay,
I'm gonna put
so.
some blackberries at the bottom. I love blackberries.
And I love you.
And so now you're going to go ahead and put some blackberries in yours.
Okay. I
Okay.
add mine, and
Add
then you
yours
can
in.
go ahead and start with.
And you know what? I'm just going to take in hand because I was having a time there with
There you
the
go.
raspberries.
Okay.
Raspberries in.
I got the raspberries.
And I'll give you some raspberries.
There we go.
All right.
All right, getting this parfait together,
Now
honey.
It's time to put a little bit of the sauce on there.
Okay.
In the middle.
Sauce. Okay.
In the middle there.
This is excellent. Superb.
All right. There you go. Let's see if you can get there.
Okay, and you got the
Okay,
blueberries.
Now I'm going to do blueberries.
Trying to get it right in the middle without touching the sides of the glass. Without touching the sides.
Yeah.
And we're coming down to the
You're doing
wire.
good. You're doing good. You're doing good.
And go ahead
All
and
right. I'm going to
tell people, if you're interested in my wife's cookbook, Vegetarian Cooking Made Easy, and Global Vegetarian as well, I think we have a roll. So let's go to the roll at this time, and this is how you can make your order for today.
If you would like to contact the Eakins to find out more about their ministry, or if you'd like to invite Curtis and Paula to present their seminars in your area, then you can contact them at Abundant Living, Post Office Box 2873, Huntsville, Alabama 35804. That's Abundant Living, Post Office Box 2873, Huntsville, Alabama 35804. You can call 256-859-1982. That's 256-859-1982. You may also order their products or get their recipes online at abundantlivingtv.org. That's abundantlivingtv.org.
Well, we're excited because we've
Okay.
actually finished the program, Curtis, and
Teamwork.
got a good supper meal there together. Really, a supper meal that doesn't
All
have any
right.
milk, eggs, cheese, or anything in
No
it.
cholesterol, saturated
cholesterol.
fats,
It's all
good for the
it's all
heart,
good
good for the soul.
But what we made today was we actually made our spinach sausage quiche, and with
looks
that we
good,
made our
baby.
own
Look at
crust
that
to go with
Parmesan
it. It came out
cheese
really nice.
just
That
sprinkled
Parmesan
right on top of it.
Yeah.
Yes,
And then we
okay.
made our green beans, and look at the green beans with that red pepper,
Colorful.
the dill in it, the basil in it, and lemon zest. Okay. And
looks
then we
good.
kind of finished off with our parfaits, which was fresh blueberries
Oh,
and
look at that. Look at the
raspberries.
layers.
And-
That must be
and-
mine. Yes,
all
okay.
those together, and a little bit of granola on top of it.
A little
you
bit of
know?
granola. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And so,
I mean, one of the camera crew's gonna Indian wrestle me on that one right there. So I don't know. He might just win, honey.
okay, because that's because he's going to wrestle you for yours because I'm taking mine on the road myself.
Okay, well, maybe I need to rethink that off camera. All right, off camera. But again, wonderful program, and something that we can taste at this time, maybe
No, we're gonna-
the parfait, something like that?
No, we can't
Not
taste
right
the
now?
parfait right
Okay,
now.
well, I guess we just need to close, right? Well, John 10:10, Jesus said, I come, that they might have life and have it more abundantly. See you next time.